What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Beyond the Backboard Podcast, another special episode of 2 Minute Drill. My name is Omar. Next to me are my beautiful co-hosts, Max, Earl, and Jay. And today, we are talking about the adjustments that each team needs to make during the... Earl, you're fucking me up. I'm not gonna lie. Is that your goal to fuck me up? I think it is. But but adjustments each team needs to make going into the playoffs. I'm gonna pass it over to Jay. Jay, your 2 minutes start now.
So last night, the Pacers did it again, y'all. In a game where they absolutely should not have won. OKC led the entire game. They literally lost the lead the last 0.3 of a second of this game. They led for 47 minutes of the game and lost this game. And basically, they shot themselves in the foot this whole game. OKC forced 25 turnovers, and only scored 11 points off those turnovers. They've got to be better. If you're going to get that many turnovers, you have to capitalize against a team like the Pacers, who, no pun intended, were pacing last night. Second half, after all those turnovers,
you're gonna use that.
I'm gonna burn it out. That's right. We trademark it.
I did this.
We trademark it. But yeah, man, they cleaned up the turnovers second half, and it just worked in their favor. They scored more points throughout the whole game. They started 20 points, 25, 30, 35 points. They gradually got better. And even though Tyrese Halliburton did not have the strongest game, other guys like Obi Toppin showed up. Andrew Nembhard showed up. TJ McConnell in limited minutes had like 11 points off the bench. Everybody did their bits and pieces in this game, even Siakam, Miles Turner. But to end the game, we knew who that ball was going to. The Pacers chose to not call a timeout. Halliburton pulls up a mid-range over Cason Wallace and just drains it, man. And they did it again. But to keep going on OKC, that judgment that they need to make. Move the ball more. Too many ball-stopping moments. SGA too much ISO. J-Dub taking too many difficult off-dribble shots. Mid-ranges, three, whatever he was doing out there. He just made it look too hard. Chet Holmgren, 2 for 9 last night. You have to be more aggressive. You have to just be more aggressive. You were going up very soft against Miles Turner, who is not the best defender. He's good on ball, blocking defender. But yeah, OKC just has to be better next game.
All right. Who's next? Max, you're going to go next. Your 2 minutes start now.
I'm actually glad I'm going next because I'm going to backtrack directly off what Jay said and talk about OKC's offense. They really, while the Pacers did have an incredible comeback and obviously they won this game, they deserve a ton of the credit. OKC, I think they're not even going to look at the end of that game and say that's where they lost. I genuinely think they lost that game in the first quarter, in the second quarter, in the third quarter, because when they were going on those runs and turning over the Pacers, and they turned them over like heck. They turned them over 19 times in the first half. To do that and only go into halftime with what? Was it 12, 15? Like their lead, they had a good lead. They had control of the game. But usually OKC expects to be up by at least 20. If you're going to have a historic amount of turnovers in the first half, you're probably down 20. You expect to be down by 20, 25 points. And the reason they weren't down by that significant margin was because OKC's offense was very ISO heavy. I mean, Gilgeous-Alexander, he didn't shoot terribly, but he took 30 shots. Jalen Williams did shoot terribly and took 19. But the 49 shots between the two of them, when they have an immense amount of talent on the rest of that team surrounding them, and on nights when neither J-Dub nor SJ, I would say, had a hot hand. I wouldn't say either of them really had it going. That's where you lost the game. I think if they had been playing, if they had moving the ball, playing a smooth, taking shots in the rhythm of the game, but looking for other guys to get their shots up. If SGA, and it starts with him. He's the MVP. He's the point guard. This needs to start with him. Going forward, he needs to get other guys involved and not force these shots up. I think he took 11 shots in the first quarter. That's just not on. Unless you're going to make 10 or 9 of them, unless you're just on a heater, that's not on. I think he wanted to come out, make a statement. It's his first finals. I get it. But if they want to win this series, I think they generally have to play a much smoother brand of basketball and offense because their defense is second to none. I'm not going to talk about their defense. Phenomenal. But you can lose to the Pacers, as we just saw last night, if your offense is not at least trying to be an ideal NBA offense and that you're moving the ball, they're playmaking, swinging. And it starts with SGA. J-Dub's got to do it too. I want to see those shot distribution a little bit widened out. If they do that, I think they can definitely still win the series.
All right. Shout out to Hawks Motion in the chat, but also screw you at the same time. Earl, you want to go next? Yeah, you're going to go next.
Ahead, Omar.
Your 2 minutes start now.
Omar, your 2 minutes start now.
Omar's not on the pod. It's Landry Shaman.
Legend Shammy, your 2 minutes start now.
No, it's not my turn, man. What you talking about?
Yep. I'm ending it off this week. Go ahead,
You're ending it off fair. Okay. Okay.
2 minutes start now.
Yes. So point of the matter is, I do think OKC do need to get better a little bit on their rotations. I really feel like Isaiah Hartenstein did have the better game out of the two of him and Chet Holmgren, and I also think that starting Cason Wallace was a bit of a mistake. It's not that he was bad. It's that I feel like the small ball lineup within itself was a mistake going up against Indiana. Because whether you like it or not, Miles Turner against a small man lineup, even though he didn't hit it this time, he could have gotten like 4 threes on you guys. You guys are lucky that he just happened not to. He has that ability to just dive back and go, just the tendency to shoot like it's on 99. So I really don't see Mark Dagnall going in and he's going to redo the same squad. I really do think he's going to mix it up. Do I think he's going to go with Chet Holmgren and Isaiah Hartenstein in the same lineup again? No. But I do expect to see Isaiah Hartenstein in the starting lineup instead of Chet Holmgren. I do feel like that is the better option for them. I understand that they lose some height, but they also gain some defense. They lose some shooting, but they also gain some more passing and playmaking. So you're giving off a little more offense, yes, to gain a lot more glue and a lot more defense and just to be better overall. So my opinion is, I do think that one adjustments that they have to make is, Earl, I know why you're laughing, but the adjustment that they have to make is just putting Isaiah Hartenstein in that starting lineup and then seeing where it goes from there. I really do think that's the solution to their problem. And I have 10 seconds left to spare, so I'm going to just end off here.
He cedes his last 10 seconds over to Earl.
Yes, I have. And
all right, Earl, you wanted to end it off. What are you bringing?
Yes, your 2 minutes start. I want to do it when you're ready. And now.
Yeah, I feel like, honestly speaking, I think the Pacers are going to take game 2 for a couple simple reasons. Reason number 1, I think they had their worst game controlling the ball. They had 24 turnovers, I think, to OKC's. Let me just fact check this. Yeah, it's OKC 6. And I feel like the Pacers, that's a huge difference. Like Max said, I think it was either Max or Jay, those turnovers by Obi Toppin to start the game were absolutely comical. And it just makes it funnier because Toppin was one of the biggest reasons they won the game. So we obviously fixed that issue. Along with that, I think Tyrese Halliburton has to kind of get into his offense a lot better. I think he was trying to overplay make, and it kind of contributed to him being out of his offensive rhythm. I think he has to balance it better, which we've seen him do a lot. Like, if it's there, it's there. If not, this is an OKC team that thrives in defense. So you can't just force a pass and expect it to get it through. I mean, we got We got Alex Caruso, Lou Dortz out there of the world who can pretty much steal anything you throw out there if it's not an open lane. So I feel like that's 1, 2. Tyrese Halliburton has to control his pace on the offensive end. Turnovers, have to limit those. Also, I think we're gonna get the Aaron Nesmith game next game. I feel like he's.
I think that's the reason.
I don't know, man. I feel like he's bound to explode for 5+ threes. That's another hot take of mine. I think Aaron is gonna have 5+ threes next game. This was, what was it? Obi Toppin last game was absolutely crazy. No disrespect to Obi, but I didn't know your bag was like that. Contested threes, they were throwing him grenade passes. Like, okay, cool. I seen him. Like, when you got that, when he's calling for it like that, he's locked in. But I got Pacers. I think the adjustments have to play. Slow down a little bit. I know they're a pace team. I get that, but I think they were running a little bit too fast, which led to a lot of turnovers.
Oh, okay, perfect. And that 2 minutes ends while this 2-minute discussion begins. What do you guys have?
You're bringing Chet off the bench for game 2.
Yes, I think that's a better decision.
Wait, didn't you say Chet Holmgren was the second star on this team?
I was wrong.
Another take from Omar. Man, dude. Go on,
just
man.
Start Hartenstein, Dagnall. Stop trying to make
That's what I'm saying. He's more prepared for this. There's more, like I said, there's more defense there. There's more rebounding there. There's more versatility there.
But then who else is taking? So are you still starting Cason Wallace then?
No. Case into the bench.
So okay, so now you're
got
replacing two
Lou
people
Dort
in the
out there,
starting
bro.
lineup.
You
Who else
don't
you
need
put
that.
in there?
Bring back Isaiah Hartenstein. Look, I don't know why they reduce his minutes. Every time I see I in, I was like, dang, that's a guaranteed putback. Dang, that's a
Aaron
guaranteed.
Wiggins is also pretty good.
And that's
too,
an
so
easy
I would
point down
consider
low.
throwing him in too.
But
I
Omar,
will
you're
admit,
saying
like-
you're saying take out Chet Holmgren, replace him with iHeart. Okay, that means you're starting line.
No. I didn't say that.
Wallace,
I
J
said
Who
Dub.
said that?
I said that.
Oh,
No. I'm starting the bigs together. Why if it's not broke,
I said
don't
if
fix it.
anything,
It's a
I said if
historic
they-
fact.
I
If it's
said
not
if they
broke,
wanted
don't
to run
fix
that
it.
small ball lineup, that's what I think they should do. That's why I said that.
I'm confused why Dagnall even went out with that lineup.
That's
You
what
didn't
I'm
even play
saying.
them
It
yet.
was
Like,
stupid.
why would you mess up the lineup?
I don't get it. I just think you're at the NBA Finals. There's a reason why when you got to this point, you got to the finals playing this brand of basketball. Don't switch up now.
Exactly. My point.
Play
Why
to
would
your
you-
advantages. Don't play to theirs. Like you
I
don't
do
have
think
to
this
make
is a
a
classic
Without even
example.
playing a
Here's the
game.
start.
They didn't play any games yet, and they made an adjustment. You adjust
Yeah.
after you lose.
I just
Like
think that
crazy.
was not a. I don't think that was a good move there.
Classic example of overthinking.
Yep.
Also,
Sometimes
if
just
you guys want to win
overcoach.
free
Sometimes
cash,
you overcoach. It
you
happens
should
to
definitely
everyone.
put the over on
Omar raging
let
up
me
in the
get
next
something
game.
right up. Don't do what Omar did. Don't do points. Don't mess with that. Don't do the whole points thing, or you'll mess out on $1,000. What would the payout have been if you didn't put that? Like what, 850, 800 something?
Huh? It was 1,200, bro.
No, I'm saying if you took it out,
What do you
you
mean?
never would have put that in there.
If I never, it was just $10. But
No, like he's saying if you would just done that whole parlay minus the points.
oh, I think it was 1,000. I think it was 1,000 even.
Chat. Don't get greedy in life. Stick with the
Don't
simple.
get greedy
the
in
basics.
life. You're right. That's the
Hey, it was
that's
$10.
the last
All right,
time.
you lost $10.
I'll say this. That's the last time I take an even number putting in parlays because every time I get an odd number, I do better. Odd number
I
legs
did
do
hit
better,
for
y'all.
160. I did a nice little, something simple, just classic ball knowledge. Yeah, we ball.
Bro, I went crazy last night. It was just that one way.
Earl, asshole,
Okay.
bro.
I just wanna point out, like I hit every single one of these.
Okay. I think
Isaiah
our 2 minutes is
Hartenstein
up now.
over
I think
7.5
we exceeded our 2
rebounds.
minute timer.
7-minute drill,
We've been
7-minute
done with
drill.
the timer, but let me just continue this. This would have been $10 for $12.50. I hit every single one except the points total. Isaiah Hartenstein 7.5 rebounds over. Shea Gilgeous over 33.5. Lou Dort 1 steal. Pascal 7 rebounds. iHeart 1 steal. Miles Turner 5 rebounds. Miles Turner 2 threes. Andrew Nemhard 1 3. And Tyrese Halliburton under 10 assists. I want to hit everything.
Wait,
To be fair, Jay,
Hartenstein rebounds hit?
Yeah.
Yeah, 9 rebounds.
yeah,
He loves
I took that
rebounds.
easily. That was free. I already knew.
He
Bro,
played-
I
he
cashed
when I
played
seen he was
17
coming off the
minutes and 11
bench,
boards.
We're talking about Thomas Bryant versus Isaiah Hartenstein. bro.
Thank
That
you
was
guys
free
so
bread.
much. Appreciate every single one of you guys. Peace. We can still talk. I'm gonna cut this out, but
Y'all talk. I gotta
I
hit
don't
the
wanna
work.
talk to
Actually,
you
gotta
anymore.
go.
No,
yeah, that's great.
Good stuff, y'all. I'll be on later.
Yeah.
Yeah. Peace
All
out,
right,
boys. Peace out, boys. I didn't mean to cut it here.